This video was inspired by Beautifully Bookish Bethany's take on the 75 Hard Challenge, the guidelines of which are document your dress for 75 days, don't buy anything new, set your own challenge goals and intentions, get creative, organise and clean out your wardrobe. I wasn't really interested in doing 75 days, it's a long stretch of time in a really big video, but I did want to document my outfits. I am chronically ill, so I spend a lot of time in bed, and I wear a lot of pajamas and like loungewear, and that's just not my happy place. So I thought, if I do this, if I document, I can find what I like a little bit easier. As for the buy ban, it does say, you don't have to keep to like all of the rules. I know that's a pretty important one all the same. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. I usually only get some clothes at Christmas, whether I ask for clothes or not. It did not quite end up going that way. However, whether I was ever going to fulfill that guideline, you can decide for yourself, because the plan was always look at what you wear, document it, and then take from that and sew some things. So there was always going to be new clothes in the equation. That's it. I think with the outfit, the guillotine earrings would have gone better because Hadestown, but my girl is saving two princes, so the swords it is. So one of my goals for this year was to do more stuff with my hair, because I don't do a lot with it. Oh god, I'm not going to be able to do this because I didn't brush it, but we don't have time, so never mind. Yeah. And I have a jacket picked out, but it don't fit either, so we will. Okay, so if I can make a hole and then make a hole, so hole made, pull through. Okay, so that should be good. And this is the jacket that don't fit that I'm going with. Matches, kinda. I started this on the 23rd of March with, as you saw, a Hadestown top and one of my favourite skirts. This is already indicative of a change that I was making in my wardrobe. Until late last year or early this year, I kind of moved away from skirts, and I was already eyeing ways to make my wardrobe more me and more comfortable, and this was like my big move until the filming of this. I really love those skirts. They're really comfortable and they can make like a pretty decent outfit with minimal effort, and they are elasticated around the waist, which I really appreciate because I like form-fitting clothes, which is a whole issue unto itself, and I don't think we're actually going to get into that here. But yeah, it's comfortable and elasticated, but also you can kind of cinch it in, which I really like. I also wanted to mention that for quite early on in this, there was a time where I was not comfortable with like short sleeves or low necklines, which I do like generally like wearing, but yeah, the results were a little bit skewed early on because of that. Day 2 and we were already having a bad day. So those are one of my favourite pairs of pyjama trousers. I've had them for years, like most of my clothes. I'm not ready to pass them on to like the house cleaning rag duty yet. They probably should be. As for the top, I also like, I love uh, ostentation. I call myself a decadent little gremlin. I love corsets and haute couture, and one of the projects we picked up during this was to sew a Qisheng Ruchun in silk with making use of like a vintage obi, and that is my happy place. But you will find a lot of like cute clothes as well because I really like cute things. And that's, I haven't seen Death Note yet or read it. I fully intend to, but honestly, he was the cutest version of the Tokyo Toys mascot in a top size that fit. So that's why I wear him. Same top, thicker trousers. You will see repetition like this. If I'm not at my best, I'm really only up for a few hours a day, and I don't really see like the point of wearing something for like 3 hours and then throwing it in the wash. That just feels wasteful to me. Already on day 4, I'm quite an impatient person, so I was already like, I swear to God, I'm going to get one of the corsets out before this is over. I was going to wear something fun, even if it killed me, but this was basically the only time I was upright during the day, so. Hi, a little interlude here. I will not be leaving the bed unless I absolutely have to today. So, no change in clothes, but style isn't just clothes. And one of my challenges for the year was I want to do more hairstyles. I love having my hair down. I also feel like it's a little bit of a waste to have all this and then just do nothing with it. And so I spent a little bit of my energy yesterday doing this that probably should have been spent elsewhere, honestly. But I thought it was, I got the idea into my head, and I fell in love last year with a love game in Eastern fantasy. Don't listen. The original title was like The Guide to Capturing a Black Lotus. I don't know why they do that with their English titles. And I just love SOU's like Xuan Huan and Xianxia characters so much because they tend to have like really interesting hairstyles. I also have like a hairband inspired by in the style of Love Between Fairy and Devil. That's also like the parting of Orchid and the Demon King or something like that. Again, I don't know why, but yeah. So this is just what I did the night that I went out. We did a ponytail and then we flipped it through, and then we've just done 2 braids. And I think it's a little bit messy, obviously, because I've slept in it, but also I don't hate it. I think the first hair tie is visible, and I'm not too keen on that. But if I had a little like comb that I could stick in, I think that would. I don't, but I think if I had one of those, I'd be much happier with it. Okay, so would you believe me if I said I picked up like an outfit and immediately thought no, because it's matching, and I want to at least give the impression that I'm putting thought into these outfits. And then I picked up a matching set. really tired of bland and boring, however, and this is the blandest and most boring I have been yet. So while I was at midnight snacking, I picked up this from downstairs. Now, we got this last year. It was supposed to be like a romper playsuit thing that I was going to take with me to Malta that obviously did not happen. So while I'm going to do like a dedicated sewing vlog for this, I'm also going to show you some stuff here. Yeah, and it's very important to note that this was like the last of the stock that they had. They have since restocked. I don't know if there's any currently available, but that means that there isn't much room for error. Day 7. I can't believe it took that long to get the elephants out. I have had that dress for over a decade now. It's not the most comfortable. I really hate the elasticated bit around the chest, but I felt cute in it, and I just really wanted an easy outfit because I'd started using Visible by then, and it said that my health was trending down, so I was like, what is the simplest thing I can wear? A one piece. I would also like to point out the cardigan was purely for filming because, again, injury. That was one of the best moves I have made during this entire video because I have learned that it is so comfy cozy to sleep in. It is now one of my favourite like pajamas. Okay, so hopefully you cannot tell that this is a 2D. I did my hair. I did it wrong, it's too loose, but we do not have the physical strength to do it again, so it is what it is. I feel like I wore this top with another one of these skirts, but it's fine. It's fine. These earrings, I thought they were nice and they go with it, and they're from a beloved friend. And I'm gonna go lie down now. Okay, so I was gonna say I'm gonna just throw my Dashershan over this because it's fine on camera, but I'm not happy with my arms out yet, which is a shame because I'm really fed up with covering up. I said I was going to come masked, which is fine. It's just like, oh, I put so much effort into this outfit and I don't have any masks to match, which is fine because I shouldn't have so many masks that they match all my outfits, but like, I'm a 2 out of 5 today, and I could have saved so much energy by just not doing my hair. So this was not a show up on video thing, and I don't have my tripod here, but this was the accessory of choice for today. Very practical, as you can see. Days 9 and 10, and I am counting this for both, were incredibly disappointing to me, but it was another lie down day, so I knew that if today wasn't going to be a bed day, it was still going to be at least a sit down day, and that's fine. I am just going to live my highly ironic childhood dreams of being like a Sleeping Beauty with my crown and everything, which does feel a little bit ridiculous, but you know what, I feel a lot happier in my wee summer dress and crown than I have in my jammies. So this is what I'm wearing today, since I didn't get out of bed really much at all yesterday. I was barely awake, so that's why there was nothing yesterday. I don't actually feel that bad in today's pajamas, probably because they're really cute. But yeah. So as you can see, it's been another bed day, but as you can see, I'm very much feeling in a cute mood. And while I've missed all the sunny days, it feels I'm really looking forward to like the warmer weather. And so the sewing project that I mentioned earlier, we're going to be working on this, which is a standard pattern and therefore, you know, needs like darts and stuff put in to make it fit, but really excited. So this is quite a low front for not having a necklace, but this is very clearly the scene stealer. So besides planning better, I don't really know what to do about that. I used to always get a lovely, mostly plain white dress for summer. For reasons that we've covered, I don't really do that anymore. But I really felt like white and floaty and flower girl, by which I mean Shalampa, not like wedding type. I should probably show you what it looks like, right? It is forever a shame to me that the Shaolin hairstyles and headbands didn't stay popular, or at least weren't popular for longer than they were, because I would really love more of these. That being said, this isn't just a day where I feel really good in my clothes and in my body. This is also a big relief in that I think I've healed up enough now to start wearing straps again, and that feels so good. That's what I generally like to wear even in the winter months. You will find me in a crop top. So I feel a lot better in that sense. On day 15, I felt really awful in this outfit. It was the kind of thing that prompted me to do this video in the first place. And day 15, I was just really upset that I hadn't quite moved past all of that, even though moving past was not the goal. On day 16, I tried to remedy that. I put on some shiny earrings because the little snowflakes on the top were also shiny, and I just wanted to make something that was a little bit more cohesive. Did not quite work because obviously that was a pajama top, so it was very casual, but I feel like a different kind of casual than the trousers, so it didn't quite come together the way I wanted. I will say though, taking all these pictures, I did come to the realization on this day that I'd probably been pulling them up too high. This was day 17 and I did not have it in me to coordinate it with any accessories this time, but it's a very simple outfit and it looks a little bit better than just pajamas, and so that was really all I wanted. Okay, something I haven't touched on about this whole like 75 hard challenge thing is that I was considering doing this twice. One now to kind of, I was intending to sew along more, but my health. And so I was going to do one in like spring summer and one in autumn winter. This is something that you are going to see more in the autumn winter one if I do indeed do that. I really desperately wanted to dress the theme because I was running a D&D one shot and I just did not have time. I was scrambling for notes, and this was at least really warm, which this room can be not. I use it sometimes for history bounding because I think the silhouette is kind of vaguely historical in a way that if you don't really know history, you can kind of get away with the vibe. Um, it is both like a dress and a coat, and you can wear it as either or. Also, my lament about hair bands, this is kind of where all of that buy ban stuff started to fall apart. Day 19, for some reason, I really started to come around on pyjamas, and I did not understand why at the time, and I do not now. But I think it was because I felt in like a cuter mood, and pyjamas serve that better than any other kind of clothes I have in my wardrobe. Case in point, the trousers are adorable. Okay, so it is once again Sunday, and I didn't have the time that I wanted to like plan out an outfit because I just ended up sleeping all day. But I think this is kind of decent, so I'll pair it with these earrings again because it's the blue skirt. Oh, I didn't get to do what I wanted with my hair either, but I did do something. Day 21, and I was really in the mood for like pastels and cartoons and really cute things, and so I tried to cohere an outfit, and again didn't quite manage it. Both incredibly casual wear, but again, pajamas are more so than just like outerwear top. But I got the colours pretty well, and so I was actually really happy with that. So I don't really feel a need to stand up because I'm once more in this t-shirt and this skirt, and you've both seen the top and the skirt and the top and skirt a few times already. And I have to say, it does feel nice to not always be wearing pyjamas all the time. Rotating this outfit in as heavily as I have just feels like I've switched one overly repetitive thing for another, and I don't know how I feel about that, but I know it's not great. That being said, however, it's kind of cute. It's still kind of cute, right? Day 23 brought a new kind of disappointment in that the picture looks really good, actually, and it didn't look that good in real life. The top is black, but I think the trousers were blue, and so it didn't quite match as well in real life. But I thought that the textures, though not the same, were kind of complementary, so that also tied it together. Which is really good because I was actually really nervous about wearing a crop top. Most of my filming is just like this, so that's not a body part that you usually see. And yeah, that really made it easier for me. 24 I'm also kind of fond of for the photography skills. I wish I could tell you that I was trying to match pink with burgundy, even if that sounds absolutely bonkers, but that was truly a do not give a shit day. As you can tell by the photograph, which I think it's really funny. Day 25 was really interesting in the ways that I did not get to wear the outfit that I wanted. I wanted a boob tube. I wanted to dress up a little bit more because we were watching The Wheel of Time, and frankly, looking like a slob during The Wheel of Time for me is just like, don't make an effort. But also, I'm really proud of that dress. It is the one thing that I managed to sew last year, and it was supposed to be in white because, as you've seen with the white dress, I used to like have a tradition of like going out every summer and buying a new white dress. That's when I was, growing up and changing sizes every year. Uh, but I didn't like the the linen that we ordered in from Dalston Mills. But I really liked that patterned fabric that we were going to use for the mock-up. And I usually hate patterns. And so for me, I did my best with that dress. It is a little bit lopsided. I think you'd have to be really pedantic to notice it, but it is a little bit lopsided. And if you sit down, you can kind of feel like one side of it trying to pull in one direction. But that felt like growth. Also, yeah, the cardigan was, again, because I hurt myself. And I didn't want to be obvious about it. Day 20. Six, I kind of count as a real schlub day because I mean, I used to wear bras all the time, like even to sleep. I don't tend to wear them a lot now. I could have looked decent if I'd worn one, but no. Again, though, not quite a coherent look. Top too casual for the skirt, but you will note that I did finally find the strength to re-dye and also put up my hair, so not a total loss. Day 27 is actually one of my favourite outfits. I think black and that kind of colour of almost neon aquamarine-ish light blue are really nice contrasting colours. They're both very summery, so it does kind of look like it belongs together. It is also there has to be a better way of saying, like, I like not wearing a lot of clothes, but it's not coming. It's not coming to mind. I do actually like the outfit that I wore, but it was very disappointing on the day because I had my heart set on, in fact, no. I had my heart set on styling like one of my corsets over my Dashoshan, but it wasn't to be. Also, the idea of that came from a collection. I'm pretty sure it was one that was released at the beginning of the year. I have looked and looked and looked, and I cannot find the name of it, unfortunately. If I ever find it, I will add it back in, but odds are low. Okay, so it is another pajama day, but to my credit, I have paired it with some earrings. Pinky purpley. I don't really think it's showing up in this light. To go with the pink of the pajamas, and I did my hair, which I really need to get a comb for. Like a wee decorative one, just to. Some effort was made, though. Some effort was made. And I am many different things. Hairstylist, YouTuber, I am not. So I'm going to try my best to film this, but I promise you are absolutely nothing. But I'm going to try a Gufeng style hairstyle. Ow. I don't know how people manage to do this because the hair does not want to separate. Oh my god, it really does not want to separate. What is happening? I just brushed you. Why are you already knotted? Oh my god. come out. Okay. Okay. We're just going to leave this. I was just going to put the headband in with this as well. I don't know how I'm managing to fuck this up so badly. But okay. That's not going to work. So today was like a big kind of things in the wash day. So this is just like clothes that I had lying around. But my the hauls that I broke my no buy rule for came in. So since style is here as well, we're gonna go through this a little bit. I think this is really lovely. I'm struggling to get it in the right position. It is supposed to be like at an angle. My glasses are not great with this and the clips are very much getting in the way, but it is supposed to be behind the shoulder. Yeah, see, it's getting caught again. But I don't think it by itself is bad. It's just going to be a little bit of faff. And then it's also a little bit of a faff when the clips get caught. And then we have, this is kind of complicated because it came in 5 different parts, but I've pieced them all together in advance because otherwise you would just be watching me flail. This is tangled. Okay, so the middle chain is a little bit tangled and we are going to have to actually get pliers to fix that, but something like this, which I think looks lovely, but yeah, I don't mind doing a little bit of work to get that to fit better. To fit better. Oh, this one is kind of a little bit heartbreaking. For my fault entirely. I misread it. I thought it was like a pair of earrings and it's just a singular earring. And to be fair, I have like a really beautifully symmetrical earring, just a single one. But this really, it's a statement piece and it needs both. I'm not used to hook earrings. It needs both to really like. But I love this. I think this is great. This is also when I broke another rule of this undertaking and I bought 2 vintage silk obi for £11.27. £11.27, and that is both confession and defence. You can see that mess on September 10th, I think. Day 31 is also kind of one of those days that I have like a fondness for, but not at the time, because you can tell that one of us is happy in that photo and it is not me. Day 32 I was actually really happy with on the day. It is an entirely different aesthetic than I think most of the ones. I kind of have a loose script here, but not the photos in front of me. I don't think I kind of went for this look before during the course of the video. It's more kind of a homely look, and I do like it sometimes. A more modest silhouette, very kind of casual again, but with enough effort that I felt good in it. Like, I had the lovely swish swish of my high ponytail, I'd put in earrings to match my lovely green sweater. That is what I'm wearing. That is the skirt that I'm wearing. It is green. I don't know why it looks blue. Like I fully colour matched and everything, and the camera was not having it. You will note that I haven't mentioned my health in these for a while. This is day 33, by the way. I was typing up some notes as I went along, but health and brain fog, and I forgot to do that. This was definitely a comfort day. The pockets aren't actually that big on the trousers, mostly because they start so low at the side. But yeah, between that and like the change in texture at the bottom, at the stomach area of the top, just doesn't work at all. Also, it pulls the eye to the mismatch, and that's... I'm kind of annoyed because there were a few times that I thought these earrings would go great with my outfit, and I didn't think they had like the butterflies on the back, but they do. I've had these since primary school, back when Claire's was a place that I went. Kind of surprised they've lasted this long, honestly, but I love them. With thanks to Mum for putting my hair up for me. Day 37 is almost the quintessential you summer outfit. Neither of these are made of natural fabrics, I don't think, and therefore not great in heat, but also they tend to cover so little skin that it doesn't really matter that much. The top is a little modest for me, actually. That was not due to an injury, that was just... I don't know. Okay, I fucked up on the numbers here, so day, I think 38. This is another colour scheme that I adore. It's not quite catching enough to be decadent, but there is lace on the top, of course. Neither of the pieces quite rise to the colour scheme. They're both a little bit too casual for that, but I still like it. So, day whatever the fuck. It's a better look with this skirt because it is casual and cuter. Looks more like a day at the beach or like a sleepover movie night kind of thing, and I think that vibe suits it better. So we're going for these earrings again. Can't really see it's a rose up top, and I thought that would be kind of suitable because it's very kind of gothy, but also, you know. Okay, so I don't know how obvious it is. As a look by itself, I quite like this one, and I think it coheres, and here is why. I like the skirt. I mean, I've always liked it, obviously. I got it. I like it because it's just a really cool concept of like a drawstring skirt, which is great for like size accessibility, with the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe printed on it. I personally didn't like wearing the skirt because of the drawstring nature of it. It was too bulky around my waist, and I really loved my waist at that point. I no longer have that curvy shape, and so in some ways it's kind of harder to wear it now than ever before, but you know, sometimes I don't have a lot of energy. So sometimes feeling bad is just something that I don't have the energy for, and it's like, I'm not the one who has to look at me, so if you don't like it, that's your problem and fuck you. But also the top is great with it as well. It's not like the gothic pentagram crossover stuff, but I think it's still close enough to that kind of aesthetic that it fits in with goth. Also, the crisscross there draws your eye to my best assets. And I really like that. Okay, no, never mind. Okay, well, that's annoying because it's not going to close over, so underburst will not do it. I'm pretty sure today was a heat wave, and so that's why. I can't even say it's cute because Mr. Monkey does not match the elephants at all. But the colours don't really clash, and they're both really comfortable. Another heatwave day, I think, so I really wasn't putting any thought into it at all, just like, let me be cool. Good God, I really should not have had my hair out for that photo though. It is nice and chopped now, but yeah, you can really tell it had been over a year at that point. This was one of my better selfies, I think, but unfortunately the outfit itself didn't quite come together. You can't see my earrings, they were like flower drop, snowdrop earrings, and I thought that would be nice to match with the skirt and the butterflies, but that top is just the wrong colour for it. Yeah, that's pretty packed. I'm here, however, because I'm trying to show you the next sewing project. We have not finished the romper, but this one has a deadline of next month. So wait, is it this one? One sec. Yes. This is the silk vintage obi that I got for 75 pence plus shipping. Same with this. And that's $1 American. Oh. Well, it's not great that I did actually go and buy another top. At least it was from Etsy and it's a small maker. I am putting some stuff out. Plastic and also plastic. I really love this. It's more just a case of it doesn't fit, and these are so hard. There's no giving them whatsoever. But they were like a really eye-catching pair of leggings. And this is moving down to the sewing room because, I mean, again, very polyester, very plastic, but I think I could do something with this. So we'll see. So I volunteered to go with Mum to pick up the takeaway, and for obvious reasons, I ended up not. I don't think my favourite pair of jammy trousers are gonna last. It worked with a little help from Mum because I could not get it. I could not get it on my own. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, this is quite nice. It's a little bit shorter than we expected. And so Mum is advising me to wear a bra because you've seen down my top. I don't. I'm not ladylike. But it's nice. I like it. It is kind of hard to get a feel for it, but I will show you day of. I think this was good in the ways that it disappointed me, and it did quite disappoint me. Like I said, I've come to appreciate the pajamas more because they serve that cuter aesthetic that I like. But it was a while getting there, and it's still so unbalanced in aesthetic ratios. I really do wish I had gotten to dress more with like the dash Roshan and the corset and those earrings, but unfortunately it was not to be. If you enjoyed this video, I am hoping to post more fashion videos to the channel, mostly on the crafting of them. I'm currently working on knitting a How to Train Your Dragon shawl. Not quite as elaborate as that suggests, and sewing the Chishonguchun. Thank you for watching. Bye.